been about a month since Secret of the Mimic came out. I've been really busy. We moved. My family moved. Work always keeps me busy. It's just been... Hey! Stop that! There's a fly, man. Okay, hang on. I gotta kill this guy. Hold it. Now that I've had time to really think it through and kind of process my thoughts on the game, see some of the theories, see how it ties into the FNAF lore, all that fun stuff. Are you kidding me? Are we serious, right? He's so bold. This is the most bold fly. And then I pull this out. He just sits on my head. Okay, Secret of the Mimic. What are my thoughts? At first, I kind of didn't know where the general consensus was, but even then, like when I first played it, I was like, this is solid. Like this is clearly the big redemption that Steel Wool needed after the horrible mess that was Security Breach. And I like Security Breach. Okay, it was fine. It was like a mid game. I didn't really find it as bad as other people found it. It's not good. It's pretty bad. I did like... Dude, are you kidding me? What? I'm literally Walter White right now. Jesse, we can't cook meth. He's on the fly swatter. He's on the fly swatter. Jesse, we can't record the new 5 Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic review until I kill this fly. He's dead. Or was I? Security Breach. Security Breach was terrible. I liked it. I had fun. It was the first time I like recorded myself like kind of blindly playing through a FNAF game. Besides FNAF 3 back in the day, but I don't have that footage anymore, so that doesn't count. I enjoyed Security Breach, but it's broken. It's still broken. At some point, they said they were gonna like keep fixing the game. And then they just stopped fixing the game. They were like, we're done. It meets our level. We're very content with the state of the game. It was, yeah. Anyway, this isn't about Security Breach. I feel like Ruin has seemed kind of divisive since then. I think people generally liked Ruin better when it came out. Over time, I think people have kind of soured on Ruin. And looking back, Ruin, it was scarier than Security Breach. Everything is scarier than Security Breach. Security Breach is not scary. It had maybe 2 moments in the game where I felt genuinely like terrified. Ruin was an improvement, but I knew that the studio could do more. And they did. They totally did. They totally, it really feels to me like Secret of the Mimic, they did take the criticism of Security Breach's like game design, lack of tension. They took it to heart, it feels like. It's really like a one-on-one boss battle the entire time with the Mimic. It's really like you're going head to head against this guy. He's stalking you relentlessly. There are moments that you are you can relax for a minute. You can put away your item in the inventory machine. You got these moments. There's some lore to find, some secret areas where he can't really get to. For the most part, though, anywhere you're at, he'll just pop up, you know? And I really enjoy, like, the first bit of the game, especially, just knowing that no matter where I went, he was right there. Like, he could show up anywhere. The costume switching mechanic, which I wasn't privy to at first, but, like, I kind of understood eventually, and it's fantastic.
Say that again?
The way that he switches costumes and you don't know where he's going to end up next. He could like go quiet for a minute. You're like, oh, I'm safe. I'm going to walk around. And then boom, he climbed another costume. I love that. That's such a good mechanic. I didn't pick up on this, but it turns out the Mimic is the only active threat in the entire game. Even the Music Man segment, which people call him Big Top. He's Music Man. All right, can we just call him Music Man? His name is Music Man, okay? Even that segment was, the Mimic was controlling that thing, which I wasn't aware of at first. And looking back, it's pretty obvious, especially at the end when he's repeating all the voice lines from all the different characters that he was impersonating the whole time. And I love that, man. Man, the Mimic is such a good, like, idea for, like, a sci-fi horror monster. Like, it just... And the game, it feels like... It feels like a big, like, critique of like AI in the modern age. Like the game takes place in 1979, but like so much of what they talk about with AI and everything, like with the whole automated puppet shows and just the fact that the mimic was just repeating things. I think it's a good critique. I think it works really well. It feels like good commentary on the state of AI. I think it's cool. I do think it does recontextualize some of Security Breach. I think we can start to salvage a little bit of the story of Security Breach now. I still think Security Breach is a mess that it is hard to fit with anything else, but I don't know. I feel like the concept of the mimic, we could get at least 2 or 3 more games out of. I really think that the mimic being an active threat, over time, it's gonna kind of wear itself out. So I feel like at the most, we're gonna get 2 or 3 more games with like the mimic storyline. Kind of 6 games where William Afton was kind of purple guy. He was kind of the big bad. I don't know. I feel like eventually we're gonna move on from the mimic, but I would like to see more. I would like to see them kind of develop it a little bit more. This game isn't perfect. Main thing I was frustrated by, and a lot of people pointed this out, and it's true, is the game crashes a lot. There's only a couple segments in the game for me personally that I experienced that. The big top segment, it crashed a few times. There was another point, I don't remember when, in the middle of the game that it crashed a few times, whatever. And then toward the end, it crashed like one time. I don't like that. I think it's ridiculous that a fully priced game on launch crashes like that. I don't think that's acceptable. I think Steel Wool needed to... hopefully they patch some of that out. I've also heard stuff about... I didn't experience this. People have talked about like corrupted save files, loading glitches, or like saving glitches or something. I didn't have any of that. The only glitch I really had, besides some wonky stuff here and there, the only thing I can really think of was like one time I pulled out the data diver and the string just like, I don't know, that was a weird one-time glitch. I think I saw it a couple times actually, but I didn't have the horrific, like, you know, your save file got corrupted and you couldn't keep playing the game. And I feel really bad for people that experience that, because that is terrible. Hopefully they kind of ironed out those issues. Hopefully this kind of shows that Steel Wool is good when they know their limits. That's something I really saw. So the main issue with Security Breach is they didn't know what they were doing with that game. They were a VR studio and they're trying to make this huge open world game, and then they just forgot to put stuff in it to do that was interesting. So they just kind of added some enemies here and there and a lot of fetch quests. It feels like Murray's Costume Manor was kind of just the perfect size. It felt really interesting to explore. I was really into it, like finding these new areas. Exploration was really fun. A lot of the stealth segments with the mimic, I think, were well designed. I think he's a very versatile character. Over time, he did become less and less of a threat, but not like... I feel like he got a little bit faster and harder to deal with, but I kind of understood, okay, distract him here, run over to a locker. I would be interested. I wonder if anyone's tried to beat it without the lockers, because every single playthrough I've seen of the game, people like heavily use the lockers. And I would be interested to find out if you can beat the game without entering a locker. I wonder if someone's probably on that. I guess I haven't seen anyone do that, but maybe someone has. So yeah, I'm serious when I say this. It's my favorite FNAF game. That could change. Man, it's fun. It's a fun game. Overall, yeah, I would seriously give this game like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. It's my favorite FNAF game. And I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about with it. Oh yeah, the story. Let's talk about the story real quick. So normally in FNAF games, and this was pretty much like 4 and onwards, like it was pretty much, it started with 4 and then it was every FNAF game. You really had to squint and you had to like take all these pieces and just kind of force them together to get any kind of story out of these games. The first 3 games are pretty straightforward. It's like, oh, there's a killer. Oh, let's, wow, you know, you can kind of get it. Everyone kind of piece it together. But after 4, it just became insanely hard to decipher what was happening. Especially Sister Location. A lot of people were scratching their heads after Sister Location and 4. Pizzeria Sim, there's still a lot of stuff in that game. I think you get the overall narrative better. Man, some of the like mini games in that one people still argue over. Yeah, pretty much every game since then has just been very hard to decipher an actual storyline, like what is actually happening here. Secret of the Mimic tells multiple narratives. You got the narrative of the character being a overworked, underpaid technician sent into this place. He's kind of exploring this place. So you get that narrative. That all kind of makes sense. He's trying to upgrade this to appease his bosses. And then he dies at the end, no matter what you do, basically. But you also have the storyline of Edwin Murray and his whole crazy stuff with his, like, his dad owned the company. His dad died. He married a woman who worked there. They have a son together. The wife dies, and presumably at some point the son died too. I didn't really get that in my playthrough. There's enough there. It's like you get the straightforward narrative, but also it's very easy to like kind of piece together. And there's still a few details people are arguing over, and we're trying to figure out what this means or what that means. So that's cool. I like the story in this one. I think it works on both levels. It's definitely my favorite Steel Wool game that they've done. To be fair, I haven't played the Help Wanted games yet. I want to play those in VR. I'll play those someday in VR. Maybe I'll reassess my opinion in a while, but I would definitely say this is my current favorite FNAF game. Recency bias? Sure. I don't really... I know how I'm gonna end the video. Hang on. Can I balance him? Wait. No. No shot. Wait. Hey, come on. Come on. Wait. I don't know what I'm doing. He's about. Oh. Don't drop him. This is my favorite piece of FNAF merch. I have like plushies. I got a couple action figures, but this is my favorite piece of FNAF merch that's ever existed. I really liked the wet floor bots from Security Breach. This has nothing to do with Secret of the Mimic. Theory, these guys in Security Breach, the Mimic AI was in them the whole time. The M1 program was in them the whole time. So that's the top 10 secretest details and secret Easter eggs that you missed in Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimics. I don't know. All right, that's the end of the video.